Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. My name is Winnie. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are someone that frequents my channel, welcome back. So I am sorry if you guys can hear the background. It's on Sunday. I'm filming this on Sunday, which I know is ridiculous, and I'm sorry for that. But I am trying to schedule my weekdays so that I can be able to film when it's less noisy, when kids are in school, and it's not on a Sunday when there's church. So welcome to my channel. I hope you're going to like this video, and also please feel free to subscribe. Help a girl out. I'll really appreciate it. So my video today is about trends, not necessarily trends, but a trend that has been really bothering me lately, that is on TikTok. So guys, let's dive into it. So the trend that has been really bothering me is called the It Girl. I don't know if you have seen it, but it's normally about it's about this girl. It has no like a specific person that does this. It's like general TikTok thing that I've seen, and it's also been on Pinterest for quite some time, but now it's crossed over to TikTok. So what is this trend I'm talking about, you may ask? So this trend is called the It Girl. Not the It Girl, sorry. It's called That Girl trend. So that trend is about this girl that has everything figured out. Why does that bother me? So if you live on our world, this earth, you will get to understand that not everything right now is going according to our plan. What do I mean by that? That girl trend is really, I think it's very toxic, if you ask me. Why? Because it talks about this girl that has everything figured out. She wakes up at around, let's say, 5, sometimes 4, works out, has her green smoothie, and by the time you guys are even trying to wake up, she has had her daily steps milestone, which is 1,000 steps a day. So that's why I think this trend is kind of something, because it's really toxic. I mean, like, if you're on earth, you know, like right now what we're dealing with, I can't say the name right here because YouTube, you know what we are currently dealing with, and it's not practical for such things to be like to be followed by everyone. Do you understand me? So sometimes you'll see on this TikTok videos, they will tell you like, glow up with me. Yeah, glow up with me, which I'm not mad at. Like, yeah, I'd also want to glow up, but keeping in mind we are in the midst of, you know what, and some of us are trying to figure our lives out. Some of us lost our jobs, some of us lost our loved ones. We are trying to grip things, and then you have this girl that's over here bombarding us with glowing up and stuff. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but sometimes some things I see online are not practical to everybody, and well, I don't know, like if it applies to, if it is practical to you, well and good, but majority, well, let me speak for myself, it is not practical for me. First of all, like, I have so much in my hands, I have a lot, and like there are so many things I am prioritizing on other than being quote unquote that girl. So recently I've noticed a trend. Every time I go on TikTok or log into the app, I am dramatically bombarded. Not bombarded. This image is brought to me. This image of that girl is brought to me. And how does that image look like? Well, shit. Well, it is an image. It is images rather, or videos of the girl, of that girl, all over my For You page. It is aesthetically pleasing, of which I'll show you guys over here. It is aesthetically pleasing. What do I mean by that? Like, it is amazing. That girl knows how to do her filters. Her filters are on point. The captions, the photo collage, the aesthetics, I mean, like, everything is well done. But what does that tell me? It tells me that that girl, first of all, is very well privileged, because why? For you to have a certain aesthetic, you have to have a certain, like, you have to be in a certain environment. What do I mean? Like, it is not everyone that can afford that environment. Like, okay, let me put it in white and black. It is an aesthetic that matches, that is probably, if I'm not wrong, afforded by the wealthy. So not everyone can afford this lavish aesthetic, because every one of these that girl has an aesthetic, which means the bedroom has an aesthetic, the kitchen has an aesthetic, bathroom has an aesthetic. I mean, like, if you don't have a cohesive aesthetic, you can't have that flow of that girl content, if you know what I mean. So this girl, in my own words, I think she's very well privileged. Yeah, she's well privileged to be able to have that aesthetic going on for her, which necessarily doesn't apply to everyone, because we all come from different backgrounds. So I think it applies to her and her aesthetic. Like, it is, I mean, the noise these people like are trying to add. So the aesthetic applies for like a certain group, and also, and not to be like calories, but I think also this aesthetic caters to mostly white girls, because they are the ones that I've seen mostly do this trend, and like, it's everywhere on TikTok. They are the only ones that I always see on there doing this, and also on Pinterest. It's rare that you'll see a a person of color, a brown girl, or like, you get what I mean. So this trend is not only, it does not only bother me, but it also like makes me think, what are we telling like our the younger generation, that you need to get your stuff together, you need to always be positive? Because in some of these quotes, in some of these pages I've seen, they also, the collage comes with some sort of message, and most of them I've come to see that they are advocating, not quite advocating, but they are preaching being positive and staying positive. I know it is good to be positive. I understand the good things that come with being positive, and I am not trying to like say I don't understand. I do. But now what this does to me is like, are we supposed to be always positive all the time, especially now that you know what we are going through as a species? You know what we are grappling with as a species, and I need to be positive on a daily 24/7. God forbid I am sad one day, or God forbid one day I don't feel like waking up, or one day I don't feel like going to do that workout or do those steps. God forbid I feel human. God forbid I have emotions. God forbid it's not one of those days that I want to talk. I don't want to be like, I just want to be left alone. God forbid. I mean, like, are we not supposed to be human at the end of the day? Yet it is a trend. It is a trend that most, especially like the people on TikTok, mostly are people who are more active on TikTok, are the younger generation, which is the Generation Z. I don't know if it's Generation Z or Z. Is this? I don't know how it's supposed to be said, but yeah, you get the point. So I don't know if we are supposed to be like always kicking, always on a good mood. We are not supposed to be human. God forbid we have emotions, etc. We're supposed to be on our best. We're supposed to be waking up at 4, going to do our workouts, wearing those matchy outfits, active wear, I mean. And I have nothing against that, but it really gives me a bad vibe, sort of anxiety, to think that we are being measured according to our happiness, or like, as a human being, for you to exist, you need to be like happy 24/7. You need to like have this mentality of waking up early, of doing your stuff early, of meeting your targets. I mean, like, and then they have also this culture of promoting the hustle mentality, which also is not a bad thing, but it gets toxic when you are preaching to people like, this is how I dress when I go to hustle. Some of us don't have such a glamorous hustle like life. You need to get your hands dirty in order for you to hustle. Like, I don't mean like literally get your hands dirty, but I mean, you can't be wearing all those cute outfits every day to hustle. I mean, like, hello, we're in the real world. And that is why, the other reason why I don't feel like this thing is really like, they are not inclusive. And then something else about this girl is like, she has everything figured out. Everything is figured out for her. Like I said, she has her 1,000 steps done by 6. She has her workout. She's had a green smoothie. She's put in work. She has her day planned out on her diary. Get what I mean? And it's again, I keep saying this and I'll continue saying, it's not a bad thing, but it gets really toxic when also you keep preaching like happy life, positivity, and the hustle culture, which also is toxic in its own way. Why do I say this? The hustle culture has taught us like you can't relax. You can't relax. Anytime you're relaxing, you need to be feeling guilty because you're not doing enough. Anytime you take time for yourself, you have to feel guilty because you took time for yourself and you are not hustling. You are not getting work done. You are not getting nearer to your goals you set out. It makes you think like you need to work on a daily, which is not true, because working also on a daily has its own effects. Like you have no time to rest. You are overworked yourself to the point where you're falling ill. Like I remember a few years ago, I used to get sick. I used to have these bad migraines. By the time I'm leaving work, I could barely see. Why? Because I was working, and the job I was working at didn't allow me to have that rest. And if I did, it was like on one day only, one day off. It really affected my health because I was starting to get skinny. I wasn't feeling well most of the times, and most of the times when I was on my off, I either get bombarding calls or I can't sleep because I have anyway, let's continue. So I can't sleep. So most of the times I wasn't sleeping. I was working on like 0. I could come from work late, wake up early, sometimes do like straight on shifts, and I couldn't tell anyone because first of all, I'm a grown-up, and it's this mentality that you're a grown-up, you need to be working on 24/7, you need to be working on a daily. There's no break, no time to play, no time to rest, no time to even like sit down or even time to lay down and rest, like get enough sleep. That is the hustle culture I'm talking about, because it can really get you depressed, which got me almost depressed because I was like working on 0 hours. I needed to be up on my feet almost every day, all the time, and God forbid I'm not feeling well, it was an issue. But that girl has really like a bad vibe, because it is not healthy. That is not healthy culture we are promoting here. Hello. And first of all, you guys might be very privileged because I mean, to afford those aesthetics, not everyone can afford those aesthetics, because I mean, like for you to have matchy everything, damn, you need to have spent a pretty penny. So like this culture has really rubbed me the hard way, because I'm wondering how many young girls are trying this trend. How many young girls go through these profiles and see like that culture isn't for them, like they can't even match up a quarter of the lifestyle that they're being shown on their For You page. And I'm wondering, like, are they being affected? Which I'm sure they are, because I mean, you can't be seeing all these things and you sit there and try to imagine how you can really get the same aesthetic as these girls. And when you look at your current situation, you're like, wow, how can I really afford this lifestyle? You know, which like it's really saddening that this is what kids are going through these days, especially young girls. The amount of pressure girls and boys have to go through, especially on these social media, in this social media era, it's very, very alarming, and it's quite saddening, if I can say that. So like, and this is a trend. It's not quite a trend that has come around in 2021, but it has been there. I saw this thing on Pinterest quite a few years back, but I never it never really bothered me. But now when it comes to TikTok, and knowing that TikTok has majority of young following, it really gets to me, because if it affects me, I tried being that girl. Yeah, I tried being that girl for a day, and my God, the pressure is ridiculous. The pressure is ridiculous, to say the least. For real, guys, it's ridiculous. So I'm like, yo guys, wow. And for me, it's fine. Whatever trends on TikTok is fine. That is not my business. Not my business. But guys, please, let's consider the young generation that's following us, especially our following. You know, you have, the more following you have, the more responsibility you have to society, and not only to society, to your fans. Because remember, most of these fans, your fans, are young adults, young children. So if we can really be considerate of the fact that this is going to affect our younger audience, I think then it's going to be more practical for them as well, so that they don't feel left out. And also, something I forgot to mention is that girl trend, as much as it is promoting clean eating, healthy lifestyle, and how to be active and stuff, it is also bringing up the other side of body image issues. Why I say this is because I also struggled with eating. I've struggled with being referred to as the big girl in the family, and it really affected me. People would say it as a joke, but at the end of the day, it would really be at the back of my mind that, wow, I'm the big girl in the family. Like, what can I do? What can I do to be like thinner or smaller, or and not to say like thin is a good thing, but that was my mentality then. I was really not feeling good about my body, and man, it was really hard. For real, it was really hard for me, because I was like, that is the ideal body type. That is the ideal body type to have. Like, you have to be this size, a certain size, for you to be to feel beautiful or to look beautiful, Like, it really affected my growing up. It also gave me ED, because I couldn't I could eat, yeah, but I would skip meals, or I would even, no matter how little I ate, which I still struggle with, no matter how much little I eat, I still feel as if I am eating a lot. It doesn't matter how little, but I still feel like I am overdoing it. So like, it's not something that has really gone away, but it's something I still struggle with, but it has really gotten better through the years, thank God. And when I went through that girl, and you know, sometimes like, it's very weird to imagine that also that girl is trying to be that girl from another, that girl from another, that girl from another girl. And sometimes it's hard to know that most of these things, they are not reality. It is not reality because it is on social media. And most of these things that are put on social media, they are well curated, well planned to suit a certain criteria, which sometimes for us at the other side of the screen, we feel like that is true, that is real, and these people are living it, which is not always the fact, and which is not always the truth. Because I always tell myself, like, Winnie, everything you see on social media, take it with a pinch of salt. Because, like I said, having that girl aesthetic, you have to have a certain, you have to be in a certain kind of category, which is the wealthy and the privileged, which is not a bad thing. I am not saying it's a bad thing, but that is the criteria in which you need to be grouped in. You need to be in that group for you to be that girl. And in order for you to have that appealing aesthetic, you have to also be, again, girl, do you live your best life. But I think it's really damaging to the young people on social media. It's not quite realistic. It's not quite a realistic thing for the young generation. It's not realistic at all. It ain't really. It's not. Trust me, it's not. I tried it, like I said, I tried it for quite some time, and my advice is, like, take everything you see on the socials with a pinch of salt, because it's not always the way it seems. Things aren't the way they seem. You might be shown this and it is not quite what you were shown, or it is not as you thought. Please, boys and girls, take everything with a pinch of salt. Don't let these trends fool you, because most of them, people are working their asses off to pull this aesthetic, to get the aesthetic correct. It doesn't, most of them don't come with these aesthetics. Some of them don't even live in these houses. Some of them even, they go to open houses and shoot and film these things. They only pay like a little fee to film these things. So don't be pressurized. Be you, be authentic, be the best version of yourself in a healthy way, in a way that won't affect your mental health. Just be yourself, people. Be yourself and allow yourself time. Like, if you don't feel doing something in a certain day, leave it. It's never that serious. Be human. Allow yourself to be human and deal with them. Don't anyone tell you like you're wasting time or you're not supposed to, or you have a certain target that you need. No. Do you. Be realistic, but don't be harsh on yourself, because at the end of the day, there needs to be accountability, you know. We need to hold these people accountable. Please call people out. What can they do? Like nothing. If they feel they're at fault, they are going to apologize, and yeah, but let's be realistic. Stop putting pressure on yourself, unnecessary pressure that you shouldn't be in the first place. Life is simple, guys. Life is very simple. We humans tend to complicate things. As long as you have a roof over your head, you have food on your table, you have clothes, you have your loved ones, and you have a peaceful country, I mean, for me that is enough. But as human beings, this tends to make us feel as if, when you go on the socials, it tends to make you feel as if the person next to you is the one that is living life, which is a lie. You will be surprised that even that girl on TikTok, Pinterest, wherever, isn't happy. You will be surprised. They aren't happy. Most of these people aren't happy. They aren't. They make you have this ideology like, whoo, they have everything figured out, which is a really, 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 really deceptive. So everything you see on the gram, please, gram, TikTok, Pinterest, socials, any social media, Facebook, Twitter, it's never that serious, and it's always never the truth most of the time. So take everything with a grain of salt. Everything, I mean everything. Yeah, I think that is the end. I've been talking too much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's all be happy in whatever situation you're in, knowing that it is not the end of the world. Someday things are going to get better. We're going to go out there. We are going to venture back into whatever we were doing before. And even if it doesn't, at least we are thankful that we are still alive, we are still safe. And also, I hope you guys liked this video. I enjoyed it. I hope this is something that you'd love to continue watching, story time, while I do my makeup. I know it's not, I don't do those makeup that when you look at someone it looks totally different. No, I do like subtle makeup. I don't like much makeup. So I hope you like this. I hope you are going to follow a girl, and also like and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for spending time with me, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. So guys, stay safe, be safe, and I'll see you in my next video.